What's up YouTubers, Blackwing Master here, giving you the first video of this channel. Deck profile for the September 2012 format. This is the deck I'm going to be using for the foreseeable future for this format. It's a deck I like to affectionately call Dino Gadgets. For those of you who know Yu-Gi-Oh, you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about right away. For those of you who don't worry, I'll explain things along the way, and we'll kind of make it a little tutorial. So in a gadget deck, obviously the things you start off with are gadgets. Start off with 3 red gadgets, 3 yellow gadgets, 3 green gadgets. The gadgets work pretty simple. Whenever one is normal or special summoned, you add another gadget to your hand. Red searches yellow, yellow searches green, green searches red. So pretty much they just keep replacing themselves in your hand, which is good because that's what this deck relies on. Next part of the deck are 3 Machina gear frames and 3 Machina fortresses. Machina gear frame is whenever it's normal summoned, you can search your deck for a Machina card other than itself. So pretty much when you summon gear frame, you're searching fortress. Fortress has some interesting effects. First of all, it can be special summoned from your hand or your graveyard by discarding machine type monsters from your hand whose total levels equal 8 or more. And most of the monsters in here are machines, so you'll be pretty well off. The other 2 effects occur while it's on the field. If it's targeted by a card effects monster's effect, then you can look at your opponent's hand and discard 1 card. If it's destroyed by battle while it's on the field, you can destroy a card on your opponent's side of the field. It's pretty much the beat stick of the deck for the most part. I also use 3 giant rats. Whenever they're destroyed by battle, they search out an earth monster with 1500 attack or less and special summon it. So I can search out another giant rat, or I can search out any of the gadgets. Any of the gadgets fulfill the requirements for giant rat. I also have 3 Veilers, stop effects, because that's what you need, especially in this format. I also have 1 DD Crow in the deck, because I like the graveyard removal potential of DD Crow. That's all the monsters in the deck. Spell lineup is a little bit different from normal. I have 3 Forbidden Chalice. Chalice is a really good card. Once again, more effect negation, and also a little bit of attack manipulation. It's the monster that it targets gains 400 attack but loses its effect. Forbidden Lance. There's a potential here for attack manipulation. Again, the monster it targets, it loses 800 attack, but it's unaffected by spells and traps. So you can use on your opponent's monster during damage calculation to lower their attack and their monster will die, or if they Dark Hole or something, you can use it on your own to save it. Dark Hole, pretty standard, blow up all the monsters. Heavy Storm, pretty standard, blow up all spell and traps. Pot of Avarice. This monster puts a lot of monsters in the graveyard. Essentially, this allows you to reuse them. You put 5 monsters back, and then you put 5 monsters back in your deck, then you draw 2 cards. I usually wind up putting up at least 1 of each gadget, and then a couple other monsters in the deck. Draw 2 cards. And that's all the spell lineup. Trap lineup is also a little bit different. Solemn Brigade, obviously, 1 Solemn Judgment, 2 Solemn Warnings. Solemn can negate pretty much almost anything. Warnings can negate anything that summons. You know, that's pretty standard. Ultimate Offering. The original term of this deck was offering gadgets because it ran around this, because you pay 500 life points to normal summon or set another monster every turn. I personally don't like this card. I'm probably going to take it out and change some things up because I don't like this card. I don't like it relying on this too much, especially with only 1 allowed in the deck. But, yeah, I just have it in there for now. 2 Fingers Chains, once again, more effect manipulate, once again, more effect negation, and allows you to stop attacks, and it can stall for a little bit. The key card of the deck that people usually don't run in a gadget deck, 3 DNA Surgeries. While it's face up on the field, when I first flip it face up, I pick a type of monster, dinosaur, winged beast, warrior, whatever, and every monster on the field becomes that. So, for example, if I pick dinosaur, everything on the field becomes a dinosaur. If I pick warrior, everything on the field becomes a warrior, and that becomes useful later on. So that's the main deck, all 40 cards of it. Now on to the extra deck. Extra deck has some staples into it. 2 Utopia and Utopia Ray. Pretty good cards. Negate attacks, lower monster attack, and raise your own. Number 32, Shark Drake. In my opinion, it's a very underrated card, and right now, it's kind of holding the place for Shockmaster. But, it's a really good card. If you destroy an opponent's monster, you can attach a material and bring it back. It loses 1,000 attack, you attack it again. So, I like it. It has 2,100 attack. It's a big beat stick. I like it. Maestro, always good card. Attach material, flip monster face down defense. This can help you get rid of a lot of beaters, and a lot of problem monsters like Cataster, Scrapdragon, and stuff like that. Gemini Pearl, because there's so many effect negation out there, it's nice to have a good normal monster out there you can rely on. Gemini Pearl can't be affected by Fiendish Chain and stuff like that, so it's a good monster to have out there. And 2 Evils are Dokas. Now, I attach material to negate a monster's effect, but they require 2 level 4 dinosaur type monsters, which is where DNA Surgery comes in, because everything in this deck is a machine. So if I can have DNA Surgery up, then I can make these 2. And of course, Evils are Logia. Same thing, requires 2 level 4 dinosaur monsters, but they're essentially a walking solemn judgment. I can attach the material to negate almost anything. I also have 3 synchros in the deck: Stardust, Scrapdragon, Colossal Fighter, Effect Failures, a tuner, 1-star tuner. Machina Fortress is a 7-star monster. I synchro them for any one of these whatsoever I need. There's 2 spots missing in my deck, only because I don't have the cards on me right now. There's a spot in here for number 11 Big Eye. That card has won me many duels in this deck, and there's also a spot open for a Ally Justice Cataster. Now, the side deck I have for this is not yet 100% complete. It's just kind of what I have for the moment. It's going to change. I already know at least 3 cards taken out of here to change up. But for right now, what it is 3 Doom Caliber Knights. Once again, more effect negation. The only problem is that it can blow up around monsters. If any monster effect activates, I attribute this to the negate and destroy it. So, I mean, pretty good. Silver Sentinel, I like him. He just came out. It's a really good card that I really like. I can set him in my spell and trap zone, and if he's destroyed, at the end phase I special summon him. And he's a level 4 monster, and he's an Earth, so it works out pretty perfectly. Oh, I just realized he also has 1500 attacks, so I can even search it out with Giant Rat. So that's a really good card. 1 Neospatian Granville. One of my favorite cards of all time. If it's attacked, if it battles, I can bounce the monster itself and the monster back to our hands. Love this card. 1 Summoner Monk. I'm going to put 2 in, it's up to 2, and I'm going to put 2 in here eventually. I just need to get a second one. Essentially, I discard a spell card and I special summon a level 4 from my deck, which means I special a gadget, search for another gadget. And then allows me to go into a rank 4 pretty easily. Zephyros the Elite is a card that you don't see a lot in these type of decks. But essentially what it is, I pay 400 life points, I return a face-up card from my hand, from the field to my hand, and a special summon it from my grave. I can only do it once per duel. But, so like I summon a gadget, and let's say they negate the effect. I can bounce that gadget back to my hand and bring out Zephyros, so I can use the gadget again later. Blackwater Soldier, Envoy at the beginning. I shouldn't have to explain why he's in the side deck, or why he's in here. People wonder why I have him in the side deck and not in the main deck. In the main deck, I don't get them out very often. I need more dark monsters in there, so I have some darks to side. I have dark side in, so if I side those in, I'll side him in, up on him in as well. 3 Crash Bug Roads. Essentially what it is that whenever I play, each player can special summon a monster from their hand that is the same level as a level 4 lower monster on the field. I'm replacing these with chain summonings. Chain summonings allow me to normal summon 2 extra times this in a turn, but that can only be activated as chain link 3 or higher. So the way it would work is that I would normal summon a gadget, they Veiler it, I chain summoning, I can normal summon 2 more gadgets. But I'm still getting rid of these and doing chain summonings. 2 D prisons, got D prisons are broke. Whenever they attack, remove the monster. And then 2 torrentials for swarming decks like wind up rabbits, because I don't have max use at the moment. That's it for right now. Hopefully in the next couple days I'll have another deck up. And until then, peace out.